He's a Texas tornado with ferocious finishing instincts and a brutal penchant for the body. Errol Spence Jr. is a classy southpaw with a relentless drive to overcome the odds, no matter how great, both in and out of the ring.
1 minute remaining. Sean Porter was in the middle of a punch right there, and he got caught right on the chin.
Spence pulled on the professional gloves in 2012, just months after reaching the quarterfinals of the Olympic Games in London. It was the final act of a successful amateur career that saw the Long Island native exert domestic dominance.
And there it is. Vargas goes to the canvas. Knocked down for Spence here in round 2.
10 years later, with plenty of championship rounds under his belt, along with a hefty KO ratio and 3 of the 4 belts that matter, Spence is striving for greatness.
So far, Carlos Ocampo saying he's going to go quietly into the gun. Gets dropped with 1 second left in the opening round.
As we eagerly await an undisputed mega clash against WBO champion Terence Crawford, we take a look back at the speed and power of Errol Spence Jr. Just 2 months after annihilating Samuel Vargas, Spence was sporting a shiny 16-0 slate with 13 big KOs. Competing on the undercard of Sean Porter's clash with Adrian Broner, Errol was dealt Phil Greco as a short-notice opponent.
Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Gentlemen, let's do this.
Defeated only once in 27 fights, Greco was a globe-trotting Canadian with a rugged reputation. Determined to make his time in the spotlight count, Spence tore into Greco, who quickly felt the effects of any lack of preparation.
Digging those body shots in the first 2 rounds, he's really, making us believers tonight with those body shots.
On balance, good leverage, great shots to the midsection.
Yeah, that beginning to take its toll. Oh, a right hand by Spence that lands.
The Italian sensation tried to unload his overhand right, but it was Spence's right hook that left him nosediving to the canvas.
Punch to stay on balance. This is out of down goes Greco.
Dispensing with the jab, Errol unleashed the bombs until referee Robert Bird stopped Greco as he languished on the ropes.
Another right hand by Spence.
Greco's in bad shape here, Marv. Referee needs to take a real good look, or just a good punch or 2 away from Spence ending things.
Coming up on a minute to go in this 3rd round. It's all Spence and it's all over. Errol, the Truth, Spence, now 17-0, 14 by knockout.
Despite being a former world titleist down at super lightweight, Chris Algieri needed every ounce of his elusiveness to hang around with a physical specimen like Spence, or at least make matters uncomfortable.
Errol, the Truth, Spence Jr.
Algieri tried to box and move, but Spence's patient approach repeatedly forced him onto the ropes, which was Algieri's downfall.
And Spence continues to do work against the ropes. Algieri trying to hold on here. Round 2, strong showing by Errol Spence.
The sprightly New Yorker was floored in the 4th by a powerful left hand, and down in the 5th after squaring his feet up in range.
Home, he has fought outside of the state of New York only 1 time. That last round, and he goes down again. Spence does it again.
A wobbly Algieri was caught again soon after, and veteran official Benji Esteves Jr. had seen enough.
And Spence trying to finish it here. He has a wounded prey, and he knows it. And Spence puts him back down, and that's it.
It was Spence's biggest fight to date, and he delivered the goods by becoming the first man to stop Algieri. Hunting down a fight with IBF welterweight king Kell Brook, Spence was in destroy mode as he faced off with Italian-based Leonard Boondu in a world title eliminator.
First command is right now. Touch gloves. When the bell rings, box. Good luck.
Stocky Boondu tried to fight fire with fire, launching hooks from his squat frame. But Spence's lauded body attacks took their toll, and the Sierra Leone campaigner found his back against the ropes more and more.
Midway through, round 6, down goes Boondu.
In round 6, fans witnessed the speed and power of Errol Spence as a right hook to the chin left Boondu sprawling through the ropes.
Boondu is very game right now, but he's hurt. Oh, and he goes out. He is out. Wow. Errol Spence Jr. with a spectacular knockout.
He remains unbeaten at 21-0.
Finally, receiving his shot at World Honors, Spence traveled across the water to take on Brook and the champion's Sheffield stronghold.
Clean break straight away when told. Both of you watch your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Go, lads.
Undoubtedly talented, Brook's accuracy and timing cost Spence some issues, especially with the sharp jab and looping left hook.
This is good work side to side from Brook, utilizing the angles, body and head as well. Turn southpaw.
Spence's grinding bodywork started to pay off in the latter portion of the fight as Brook slowed down and became more of a sitting target.
I'm just concerned for Brook that he's slowed down with the pace, and Spencer has had some success, so he'll draw confidence from that as this fight goes into these championship rounds.
In round 10, having sustained visible damage to his eye, Brook was dropped and spent the rest of the time clinging on.
Spence Jr. is the one who's had much more success in the last few minutes. Oh, Brook's hurt here, and he's down!
He made it to the 11th, but took a knee from the punishment and told the referee he couldn't see.
Against Golovkin, the eye against Errol Spence, but he's gone down on one knee. I think he's going to sit it out. It is all over.
After the bout, Spence revealed his desire to unify the titles and become undisputed welterweight king.
Do you believe this is the start of a long reign at the top of the welterweight division?
Definitely. The goal is to unify the titles. You know, I want to fight Keith Thurman next. You know, Manny Pacquiao next. I want to fight the champions, unify the division, become the undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
A strong fighter, imbued with the grit and determination of a tough life, Lamont Peterson had ditched his WBA bauble in anticipation of a money shot at Spence.
Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
True to his character, Peterson dug deep and tried to use his experience to drag Spence into deep water. But the 28-year-old Texan was on another level.
A lot on his defense as well. A nice left uppercut, right hand to the body, and left hand upstairs by Spence. And Spence tells us that killer instinct is instinctual, and he's putting pressure on Peterson here in round 2.
Stunting Peterson's output, outworking him round after round, Havoc was felled in round 5 by a right hook and half-blocked left hand that sent Lamont slumping.
You know, it's just Spence is the younger guy, more fresh, he's throwing more punches, he's a bigger guy. Oh.
And there he drops Lamont Peterson in round 5 with a left hook.
A difficult task was getting tougher by the minute as he took a shellacking in rounds 6 and 7.
He keeps mixing it up with the jab, the straight left, the uppercuts, the body shots.
With little chance of victory and eyes swelling shut, Peterson was saved by his trainer, Barry Hunter, before the 8th could begin.
The fight has been stopped. Errol Spence Jr. records his 10th consecutive stoppage win, and he continues to impress.
As a super fight with Terence Crawford gathered pace, Errol Spence was presented with an opportunity to unify 2 portions of the welterweight silverware. A 2-time welterweight champion, Showtime Shawn Porter held the WBC version to Spence's IBF.
Protect yourself at all times, fight hard, fight clean, good luck to you.
Not always the most pleasing on the eye, Porter's physical strength and bull-rushing tactics made him a tough night's work for anyone, with only the better operators on the scene managing to master his style.
Oh, big left by Porter. Big left hook right on the temple of Spence. He's landing the hard shots to the head right now. Porter's got the body shots, or Spence got the body shots, but Porter's landing the hard shots to the head.
Errol Spence was given all he could handle for 12 rounds of action and needed his superior speed and power to see the bout through.
Oh, good left hand by Errol Spence. He got a big reaction out of Shawn Porter there.
In round 11 of a highly intense battle, Errol caught Porter with a crushing flush left to the jaw that poked some daylight between the pair on the scorecards and eased Spence's path to a points win.
1 minute remaining and Spence!
The final verdict was split, with one judge scoring it to Porter.
He is now the WBC and the IBF welterweight unified champion of the world, Errol Spence Jr.
Returning to the ring after over a year away would be tough enough for any fighter. Throw in the fact that Errol Spence had recovered from potentially life-threatening injuries following a high-speed car crash, and there were many questions to be answered. Would we see the same Spence as before, or would we witness the ghost of a once great fighter go through the motions?
Gentlemen, protect yourselves at all times and listen to my commands. Touch him up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
Errol used his jab to control Garcia, damaging his eye and making the counter-punching Swift look pensive and void of ideas.
And he's such a complete boxer. But there's a hard left hand by Errol Spence.
Across 12 rounds, Spence barely skipped a beat, posting a unanimous decision win over Danny Garcia. The Philadelphia fighter's status as a former two-time world champion made Spence's win even more impressive.
Spence is really starting to put a lot of leather on Danny Garcia.
That was a good body shot as he exited. You can see that eye, that left eye for Danny Garcia starting to close up a little bit, taking a beating, and now he's pinned up against the ropes.
Not only did Spence retain his IBF and WBC titles, but he also showed that he still retained the speed and power of old. With a fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Manny Pacquiao signed and sealed for late August 2021, the prospect was instantly dashed when Spence suffered an eye injury and withdrew. Legendary Pacquiao instead faced Yordenis Ugas. The unheralded Cuban was exceptional and shockingly pushed an 8-division world champion into retirement. With Spence's injuries healed, a fight with a WBA super champion was a natural fit.
Play Olympia y buena suerte. Good luck. Touch him up.
Throwing down in Texas, Ugas' win over Pacquiao raised some questions as to whether Spence had bitten off more than he could chew by facing a rags-to-riches stylist who had immensely improved over recent years.
They're just standing right in front of each other. That right hand hurt Spence! Spence is sent to the ropes!
Spence endured some mostly self-afflicted hairy moments, but steadily punished Ugas with relentless power punches as the bout wore on.
Be near. This, no doubt, would be the most gratifying, most satisfying. An uppercut that hurt Ugas. This would be the biggest win in the career of Errol Spence Jr. The coronation has him being the kingpin of the welterweight division.
In the end, a badly swollen eye put paid to Ugas' efforts in round 10, as Spence chalked off another pay-per-view headline success.
And this one is over. Errol Spence Jr. has stopped Yordenis Ugas. What a moment here in Dallas.
What's next? Oh, everybody know who I want next. I want Terence Crawford next. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm going to get these straps and I'm going to go over there and take his shit too. Strap season, I know what time it is, baby. Terence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.